Welcome everybody and peace. Peace, peace, peace. Let's continue this conversation that we're having. This is part 2 of the hip hop tree and the branches from the hip hop tree from Suffolk County, from Long Island, New York, from Suffolk County. And yesterday we reviewed the 80s rappers. Actually, this is part 2. When I say yesterday, I recorded it with DJ Bilal as a part 1. So in the part 1, let's talk about it. We reviewed the 80s rappers, Rakim, probably being one of the first. Reviewed EPMD, 1988. Reviewed also JVC Force came out with Strong Island in 1988. 1989, two groups come out, De La Soul and Groove Be Chill. Fat shout to both of those camps. And I was talking with DJ Bilal. He's going to join us again. Inside that 80s conversation, we also touched on two other rappers that we're going to review today as well, K Solo and Craig Mack. So that being said, let's bring my man Bilal back in. What's up, Bilal? How you doing, bro?
What's up? What's up, bro? I'm chilling, excited about talking about this hip hop Suffolk County, Long Island.
Right. So, you know what? Just in case you guys, if no one has seen yesterday's conversation, part 1 of this Suffolk County hip hop conversation tree, Bilal actually gave us an exclusive first time story about Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. So, if you didn't check out part 1 to this big hip hop tree coming from Suffolk County, I suggest you probably pause this video and go and catch up with part 1 first, because there is a story and other stories that are in there that Bilal unpacks. And man, especially there's one particular one that he talks about Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. And only he can really give that story because he DJ'd this particular event where they actually met for the first time. So go and check that out. And we're going to get into part 2. We're going to get into the 90s right now, Bilal. What we did yesterday, we spoke about K Solo. He came out inside of a group that you were a part of, a group that was called the Rock Squad. And the Rock
Right.
Squad had yourself, it had Paris Smith from EPMD, it had Groove from Groove Beach Chill, K Solo, and DJ Bilal. That's where actually we met K Solo. And then something happens where we don't hear from him, and then he comes back out again in 1992 with LetterMan. Tell me about that. I'm sure you remember those days.
Yes, absolutely. It was great days. K, after me and Groove met in at Wine Dance Park, he was like, "Yo, I love the way you play. You rock this and that. Now I need you to, rock with the Rock Squad as a DJ." I would say, "Okay, great." So at that time, me and Chill was together, on our own, going to different parties and doing things. Raw was already out and everything. EPMD was already out, and we just basically was using the name as the Rock Squad, which became a rift. It became a problem because it really was two Rock Squads. Smitty D was the big brother of Parrish, and he started the group basically. But we was using the name, thinking that we could use the name because Groove was one of the main, group members. We didn't know. So when I first met K Solo, it was at a event that we was at, and we was at the time we was going as the Rock Squad. And K, like I was saying in the first part of this uh um I guess you would call it the facts on Suffolk County. We bumped heads for
Right.
the first time. And when we bumped heads, K wasn't happy.
We, as in yourself and K Solo, bumped heads when you guys first met.
Right. Me, Groove, myself, Groove, and Chill, we bumped heads. Now, mind you, K is from, Brentwood, and Groove is from Brentwood. So he had a little beef, I believe, with Groove, with the fact that the way the group, I guess ended up, and people was taking sides. He took sides, whatever, whatever. So he literally, like I was always saying in the first segment, K was a battle MC, just like everybody else was. And he came at us that day. We was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, where did
Oh,
that
he
come
came at you
from?
guys with the lyrics. He was like, "Yo,
With
what's
the
good? I'm
lyrics,
up in
like,
this
yo,
joint. What's
yeah,
good?"
cause K, the thing about K at that time, he was young, seriously young. He's
Right.
younger than us, and he had that battle mode attitude. So he caught us off guard. I ain't gonna front. I was like, yo, why is he getting at us like that? But I understood it a little later because what happened was the Rock Squad reformed, and we had to stop using the name. So at the time, we didn't even have a name until we got signed to Uptown Records. So that was our first interaction. My first interaction with K.
Right. That's the days of when you guys were doing the Rock Squad. So fast forwarding up to now we're Letterman days. Were
Hmm.
you still affiliated with K Solo? Did you still
Oh,
have
at,
connections
at,
with
at
him
this
then?
point, you knew who K was. What I'm saying. Kenyon, which is DJ 45. He started, doing things with K Solo, and then he, you know, went into, had a little bid to do, and that's where all of the thing with DMX and boom, 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 all that happened because when he came out with Letterman, um, God bless him, DMX felt that he bit something that he did, but this is the thing about Long Island. We are all made up of styles, and um, K Solo is incredible, man. He was another dope, dope, dope MC. So when I heard about the beef, I'm like, that's his style. Because I had already heard him. So um that record was to me one of the slickest records.
Hold on.
I
You're telling me the first time you heard Letterman, you're saying that was someone else's style, or like
No, the beef was back then that they both was in the same institution
who's they?
together, DMX and K Solo. DMX was saying that, you know, he heard him doing that Letterman style. But I know that K Solo was already doing it on Long
Right.
Island.
Right. So K Solo, right. Again, Letterman came out in 1992.
Right.
And you're telling me actually at the time, Kayla Boss, well, DJ 45 was his DJ
Yes.
at the time. This
Right,
is
right.
now we're talking post EPMD. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. See
Really?
the tree? You see the tree? And the
Correct.
tree is, you know, because, Diamond was their DJ first. And if you look on the back of the second album, then you see Kayla Boss.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? But in between that, Kayla Boss was rocking with K Solo.
Correct. So by the time Letterman came out, Kayla Boss was K Solo's DJ at that time?
No, he became these DJ. But I'm just telling you that they all are
Of
connected.
course.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So they was bouncing back. This one was helping that one was helping this one. You know what I'm saying? They were still, boys and, everybody knew each other. So, um, but Caleb Boss, he didn't stay with EPMD that long, if you recall.
Right.
He didn't stay with him a long, time. So in between that, then comes, Letterman and K Solo was born
You know,
then because he like I said, he had a real battle attitude because when you look at him, he looked
yes,
mean, he's aggressive.
absolutely.
Rah!
Let me say something
you
about
know,
K Solo. When the first time I heard Letterman, it probably did the same thing that it probably did for you. It was new to me. It was just so dope. And his aggression towards it, the way he hit the microphone, it was like, yo, this guy is like not playing. And you're right. He
yeah,
hit it like
yeah, he
kind of
wasn't playing.
scary. And by the time this guy was rapping with Redman when he was doing like the Cole Getting Dumb remix, I mean, and that was for me. That's like the third K Solo career.
Hmm.
Because as we know, he came out in the '80s with you guys, and then we see him
Hmm.
again during the Letterman days. Seems like he
Hmm.
take a hiatus again, and then he just busts out with this crazy voice on
Hmm.
the Cold Getting Dumb remix with oh well, not remix, but the Cold Getting Dumb record with Redman. So it's like
Right.
whoa, and
But
every time he comes out with more and more aggression and raw
right.
and doper and doper.
But the funny thing is, the weird thing, how them two got together. First time I heard Redman is through Biz, and he started hanging out in Wyandanch with Alvin Tony. He was a DJ. Also, he was a DJ. Redman was a DJ. I got pictures of him
Right.
picking up records and doing his DJ thing. But it was weird how they all came together because it was like I said, MCs, you know what I'm saying? How you say it's still sharp and still. So, everybody is collaborating.
I come from like in Long Island in Nassau. We have our own, as you said, steel sharpen steel. When all my boys get together, I love watching it because they bring out the best of each other. So I can imagine being around during those days, an early younger K Solo, at the same time around a younger early Keith Murray, around a younger early Craig Mack as well. See, now let's bring it there as well. So now Craig Mack also is affiliated with this entire story because he has an affiliation with you through the Rock Squad. No, through Prince Paul, because he came out with Zoom Zoom Zoom.
Right.
This is all '80s stuff. Now your first time meeting Craig Mack, I'm sure you remember that time as well.
Well, Craig Mack, when I first met Craig Mack, it was weird. We was at James Barber Shop, which is, was like a barber shop that everybody hung out at. And Alvin Tony brought him in there, and that's the first time I met him. Then we was on Uptown Records, A&M, and then after we left Uptown uh, Records, um, one night, Alvin Tony, who was the bridge, he's the guy that put Rakim on with EPMD. And at the time, he was with, not EPMD, I said that wrong. He was the person that put Rakim on with Eric B. And then he got with EPMD Security. And then he's the one that introduced Craig Mack to Puffy, which Puffy used to come out to Wine Dance with us because he was A&R over at Uptown.
Right.
So, so one night he came up and he said, "Listen, yo, Bilal, you need to hear this. I want to let you hear this." I said, "Okay, that's what you got." He puts in the tape before anybody heard it. Anybody, you know what I'm saying, really heard it. Before it came out, he put the tape in. All of a sudden, I hear some, "Yo, Mac, you really understand, just like Buddha Black," right? And I'm
Yo.
like, "Who is this?" I said, "Who is this?" I said, "Yo, who made the beat?" He said, "Easy Mo B." I said, "Well, we took some beats from Easy Mo B. It wasn't that." You know what I'm saying? Then I said, "Who is rapping? Who is this dude?" And then when he said Craig Mack, the dude that he brought to
Correct.
it just blew my mind. And then I go, "Well, hold up. What are you doing with this? What are you doing with this?" He goes, "Well, um, I'm with your boy. I just signed with your boy." And they said, "Who's your boy?" He goes, "Puffy." I said, "Puffy who? Puffy, like Uptown Puffy?" He's like, "Yes." And no lie, I'm gonna tell you straight. I'm a straight shooter. I said, at the end of the day, this is no jab. This is straight truth. I said, make sure your paperwork is right.
Yo, listen. I can't imagine myself hearing Flavor in your ear for the first time before it came out.
It
Okay,
was
before
in,
I even go there, how long about before it came out was this that you heard it for the first time?
well, when I heard it, like I said, it was one of those records that, of course, Biggie was just coming out with Juicy. And when I heard it, it was like, uh, 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 the master.
Right, but I'm saying
So,
how long did the record come out after you heard it for the first time?
hmm, it was maybe 3 months.
Okay, cool. So it was fairly kind of like short
Yeah, three
when you
months
and
because it
then
was that summer. It was that summer, so it was like 3 months,
right.
three to and before the summer. And I'm telling you, man, you know, if it wasn't for that record, I will say that Bad Boy would have had a more of an uphill battle
Right.
to get to the top because that was another one of those records like Eric B for President
Correct.
that when it hit,
Correct.
Craig went to a whole nother stratosphere.
I want to jump in right there and talk about that. I remember see that record was one of those records that I remember Ed Lover and Dr. Dre and those guys, they would play it every single morning in the morning and have MCs freestyle to it. Flavor in Your Ear it was so impactful. You know, we have records like the Benjamins, we have Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, and we also have 50 Cent in the Club. I'll take those three records because these records last for Bilal and myself. We'll know they last for summers. You know, those records didn't last 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 months being hot or number one. The Benjamins lasted for summers. Put Your Hands on My Eyes Can See by Busta Rhymes lasted for summers. 50 Cent in the Club lasted for summers. But a record before that kind of like set the precedence that, hey, this record, we're gonna play this for a long time, and other MCs are gonna rap on it, and this is gonna play inside the clubs. And you know what? You could play this record 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, back to back. It's Flavor in Your Ear. Flavor in Your Ear is probably the first record for me, and I'd probably say for hip hop that did that had that impact that we weren't tired of hearing it. It was on every radio station because I remember it was kind of like the birth time of Hot 97 at that time also with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre in the morning show. Funk Master Flex was just, kind of like really getting his things popping on a radio station. Wendy Williams was just starting. Angie Martinez. It was like that time. And when Flavor in Your Ear dropped, it helped hip hop just become another thing, man. And Craig Mack's career, in my opinion, it was a short-lived career after Flavor in Your Ear because he came out with, I mean, Bilal, Get Down. He had other
Yeah,
records that were really, really,
but
really hot, but Flavor in Your
right.
Ear was the one. And
But
then we don't hear from him for a while, and something happens. He gets a record label, and I think you were involved with his career later on. Am I correct?
yes, yes, absolutely. But I will just touch on backwards to that. When you have two great MCs and one, you gotta remember Puffy was grooming Biggie over at Uptown Records when we were still there. And when a record like Craig Mack made goes over that artist that you are putting everything into, it, in my opinion, it caused a rift within, because like I said, over and over and over, Craig Mack is a battle rapper. He was coming at dudes next. He was like, "I'm the best." Buddha, his catchphrases was battle phrases, and so is Biggie. God bless him. God bless both of them. You're talking about two battle rappers.
Wow, we're talking
You
about two brothers that are actually not here right now.
right.
I got
Absolutely, man.
those brothers. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And the two different styles, Brooklyn, Long Island, but they are battle style. So they jockeying for position. And at the end of the day, I never forget when Puffy did the Biggie Mac thing. That's where it should have stayed. That was brilliant. But as they, you know, I always say Long Island is never have been respected as from somewhere where actually, when you have this conversation, great MCs. Craig Mack was incredible, not to be messed with, because his style was like, for me, the only one to me that sounded, when I heard Raw, that's of course that he was incredible, but Craig Mack had that style. You won't be around next year. You know what I'm saying? That's coming at MCs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I believe, and then after, the situation at Bad Boy crumbled, um, and then he went with Eric B. He did an album with him, and then he went on hiatus, and that's when me and him really got close because I was his DJ when he um started Mac World, and in Brentwood, and we used to, I was his A&R, and we would rock all the time. And I was the DJ also, and he started putting out really good music because Craig
Really
really
good music.
just wanted to
Yeah.
do music.
So let me ask you this question. Were you guys going around doing shows and gigs where, he was
Yes,
also doing his Bad Boy collection and the new stuff he was putting out at the time as well?
yes, we had did
Dope.
a few shows together, and like I said, I was in the office every day, and I never forget when the call came when he made that record, Wooden Horse. He put that out himself, and I never forget the call when Bad Boy called and wanted to do an album on Craig because the buzz started buzzing again for Craig. You know what I'm
I
saying? He
remember.
hadn't came
Yeah.
out with something really fire like that, and that led into other things where Craig was like, you know what? I'm just tired of it, the business,
Yeah.
and it hurt me, man.
I have a nice Craig Mack story around that time. Ski Summit. And again, let me just say before I even get into this, Bismarcky is deliberately having his own show. He definitely is affiliated with all of these branches that Bilal has been educating us on. And I'm saying that to say there was a time I was with Biz. We were at a ski summit. Me, him, and Dougie Fresh used to do a lot of ski summits in the '90s. And this is during the time that I'm sure that you were working with him. Biz had a Craig Mack record, and it was wasn't probably unreleased or whatever, and it had like a intro Bilal that kind of like had like a little cute little kind of like song, and the beat when it dropped, it was like a slow kind of beat.
Doom, doom, doom. Yeah. Doom, 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 doom,
Yeah!
doom, 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 doom.
That joint.
Listen.
So listen. So I was there with I don't know Colorado. Pick one of those places, Aspen, where we had ski summits.
Oklahoma.
Where we had ski summits
Aspen.
in the '90s,
Yeah,
and
right, right.
that record. Listen, no one heard it. Biz dropped that song, man, at a ski summit, and you know how the beat goes on that song. It was just like this blow. Just like
Yeah, yeah, that's
this.
all. Well,
It was just like
once
that.
there goes another rock to go.
Yes, yes, because that's how he was rap. Oh,
And let me tell you something. When he dropped that record, when I heard it in the office, I was like, yo, Mac is back, man. Mac is back.
yo,
We were so, I was so happy for Mac
yeah,
because he was doing his own thing and with his own sound, and doing the business on his own. We had a little distribution overseas. It was popping, and then we got that infamous call, and I get emotional because I'm like, I'm one of those guys that's going to see it before it happens. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm like, yo, bro, we don't need that over there. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And when he's like, well, we could do this faster and this and that. If I do this and da 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 da. And so when I saw the documentary and him talking, I remember when he was listening to the radio and he was listening to this preacher. And I didn't understand it then. But he was like he said in the documentary, is either gonna be me and him, me or him. And I knew who he was talking about, you see, without saying, that name. And the following week, he closed down the office. I came to the office. He didn't even tell me. Came to the office, everything was gone, and I never saw Mac again. And that
Yeah.
hurts my heart because I know he was the guy that put my first two records out as a DJ, which was really, I had a
Wow.
couple of blends that I did that became really big overseas, and we was just trying to put out good music, man.
Yeah. Fat shout to Craig Mack, man. You know, um, there's another mention that we have to really dig into with this hip hop tree. You mentioned him in the '80s piece. He came out. Well, we were familiar with him as the public uh, with De La Soul, and his name is Prince Paul. We know him as
Mm.
being the producer of De La Soul. However, for some hip hop guys that are like mid '80s, a lot of us know Prince Paul from Stetsasonics, group from Brooklyn. That's the first time I heard him, and that's fat shout to Stetsasonics, who came out in the '80s. That's the first time I heard Prince Paul. And
Hmm.
then, so by the time De La Soul came around, his name was already a name that was staple inside hip hop. But
Hmm.
you have connections, affiliations, and ties with him even before Stetsasonic days. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. The way, like you were saying in the first segment, all our towns is connected. So Amityville and Wyandanch has always been back and forth. Who's to this? Who's to that? Da 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 da. So when I, came into the DJ world in '83, '84, Prince Paul came in the same time I came in. So he was like popping in Amityville, doing a lot of, house parties and things of that nature. And I was doing the same. So Wyandanch be like, yo, Bilal's the best. Amityville be like, no, Prince
Prince
Paul is
Paul's the
mine.
best, right?
This was the best. So,
Prince
that's
Paul was
where,
doing house parties and parties out in the
oh
park.
yeah,
Like he was,
backyard
forget the
parties,
whole other,
absolutely.
crews.
Yeah,
He was
backyard
Prince Paul on
parties.
his own. I'm doing my
Yep,
own shit. I'm doing my
yep,
own thing. I'm a
yep.
DJ. I'm DJing high school parties,
Little
backyard, da da
right.
da,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, absolutely. And when
And
I met him, I used to be the guy to be sneaking in each town listening to cats. So I had to go there and listen to this guy, Prince Paul. And when I heard him, he was nice. And then bam, De La Soul came out. Then bam, Stats. And then, all these, and it was all him.
damn. Let me ask you a question. So, us as DJs, we develop relationships with each other. We talk DJ talk. Especially back then, we would get together and practice together, come up with routines together. Myself, DJ Scribble, and so many other DJs that I would practice with and
Hmm.
do routines with. Coming up, in Westbury, we did it. I did it with a lot of other DJs around the way. Was Prince Paul one of those guys that when you guys did connect, hey, you know, DJ peers, and you guys start a DJ connection?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a mutual respect. Just like, what I'm saying, my mutual respect with Caleb Boss is the same. Diamond J is the same. You, of course. We all, like you said, once we understand each person's skill set, it becomes a respect. So that's how me and Prince Paul is.
Let's stay here.
And down the road, he produced three joints. We got him to do three joints for our album.
Let's stay here for a quick second. You just actually just mentioned something that's pretty important, and I want to open that up. You said Diamond the artist, Diamond J back then, Kayla Boss, DJ 45, Prince Paul, and yourself. You guys were all in the Suffolk County area, literally going around doing parties. Forget, I'm
Absolutely.
a part of this group. Got this record as a DJ. You came up the way
Absolutely.
we do as DJs, come up. You're telling me these guys, nah, D, Diamond was official going around doing joints.
Yeah.
Kayla
Kayla
Boss,
Boss.
aka
Absolutely.
45, was official going around doing joints.
Absolutely.
Prince Paul was going around doing
Absolutely.
joints. Maceo was going around doing
Absolutely.
joints. Myself, Bilal, I
Absolutely.
was out in the parks at house parties doing, high school proms, etc. All of you guys were just DJs going around doing things,
Because all the MCs, like, you know, were still, even though if they had deals,
right?
we were still in the hood. We
Right.
were still
In
doing what we
Amityville,
do. My house
Wyandanch.
parties, yeah, my house parties lasted all the way through. I stopped doing house parties in 1989, 90. So you would see Heavy D and the boys at my house parties. They'll tell you that. Or Finesse and Quiz. LL will pull up. Or EPMD will pull up.
Right, right.
EPMD asked me to DJ for them in between Scratch um in between Scratch and Kayla Boss.
So
You
Bilal
see?
used to have house parties where known rappers from the
Absolutely.
boroughs that had major records at that time, they would come out to your crib to house parties. Like this
Right.
movie again from us talking on part 1 about house party. I'm just even emphasizing how important like DJ Bilal is inside that conversation. Like these
I
known
appreciate
rappers
that.
would come out to your crib and you would DJ the house parties as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a system in Long Island. We was known for systems. The Untouchable Crew, DJ Skip, DJ Cool
DJ
Breeze,
Mandusa.
Mandusa. I came up under them, so I had a system, and I had a serious system. Everybody, DJ, the original DJ Chaos. We was all doing parties as we was growing.
Right, right, right. So now Prince Paul, he was a part of that entire clique of DJs going around in
Absolutely,
Suffolk County.
absolutely.
And he already was a part of Stethosonic. This is all his
Right.
history. He already had done the De La Soul stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're coming to the Gravediggers. And was
Right.
this a group that he put together? Because I know Gravediggers is like a collection of like a few different people from a few different areas. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Some are from
Abs-
Long Island, some are from like Staten Island. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yes.
Were you a part of
And
that?
my
Or were you
connection with
around when he developed it?
it came out of nowhere. That was one of them inside Tommy Boy. Because Prince Paul, he always situated certain things through Tommy Boy because he was Tommy Boy. You know what I'm saying, through De La. So he brought, De La to Tommy Boy. So any situation he brought came through Tommy Boy. You know what I'm saying? So my connection with the Grave Diggers is, of course, with Prince Paul, but really with Too Poetic, God bless him, who was the Grim Reaper, which is from Wyandanch, which he was one of my rocking partners in the basements parties at the
Right.
basement. So when he finally, you know, he started out with a group called Too Poetic, two DJs, DJ original, DJ Chaos, DJ Woody Wood, and himself. He was the MC. Now he had a long hiatus, and all of a sudden, like I said, over and over, Tony Berkeley was a that's his government. Tony Berkeley was a battle MC. When you come from Wyandanch, Amityville, Brentwood, CI, you all have to be, to get out, to be seen, you had to be one of the best. And Too Poetic, is known to be one of the best where I'm from.
Fat shout to Too Poetic. So
God
now,
bless.
God, I mean, it seems like we're talking about Too Poetic not being here. We're talking about Bismarcky not being here. Who else did we mention that's not Craig Mack
Craig Mack.
not being here? It's Biggie. We mentioned him
Him.
not
Yes.
being here, and this is the reason why I wanted to talk to you. This is the reason why I want to get this stuff. One of the reasons I want to get this stuff documented. I want to get this stuff put on record and also acknowledge people while we're here, while you're here. It's important to have these conversations. Bilal.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and I definitely appreciate you for taking time to come and continuing this conversation with me. I want to focus and let everyone know when you watch these movies like A House Party or whatever, specifically that show or that movie. The brother that we're talking to right now, there's a foundation to that party, to that movie. I'm sure there are a lot of other components that come with it, but these are the unsung heroes that we want to give fat shouts out to since they're here right now. Because Bilal, you mentioned guys that are not here. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It's incredible to even speak in that. Like I said, I'm an emotional dude. I get emotional. Everybody know. So, it's just life. It's life. But our whole tree comes from, like you said, we are disciples of Biz.
Correct.
So he all wanted us to do our thing and bring it the best way we can bring it. And that's like I said, when anybody say that Long Island wasn't bad, I don't care if you're from Nassau County, Suffolk County, you had a situation.
Yes.
We was battle DJs and battle MCs.
Okay. So now we got to cover another guy, man. And this guy, lately, he's been like making his rounds around, YouTube. He's been, he's been talking about some stuff, man. And a lot of people have been, upset and complaining. Fat shout to my man Keith Murray. Long Island. And Keith Murray, is he CI? He's Central Islip?
CI, Central Islip. Yes, sir.
I'm from CILIFLY. Fat shout to K Solo. So, now Keith Murray is another guy now he's 1994. Me, I think the public, our first hearing or knowing who Keith Murray was, LOD,
Absolutely.
is
Legion of Doom.
is most beautifulest thing in the world. That's and I think our first time knowing who Keith Murray was. And before we get into the conversation of Keith Murray, Keith Murray is one of those guys that I think all these guys that come around that whole LetterMan, K Solo, that camp, those guys are spitters, man. Keith Murray, I haven't heard anything whack that he's ever been on. Dougie Fresh and myself, we have one of our favorite records is a record that he's on with R. Kelly. I know you know the song. Home Alone,
Yes,
right?
that's one of my favorite joints.
Yo, listen.
I'm not gonna front.
Yo,
That's one
Bilal.
of my favorite joints, bro.
So
I
it's
still
just-
play it. Forget about what R had and all that, but I still Keith Murray rock.
Boom, boom, boom. Yo, wait, Bilal. That's all me and Dougie do. What you just did. Keith Murray rock. Boom. Yo. And Bilal, I think that's the entire song.
Yo,
That's all you got.
I
Yo,
don't
you
care
don't even
what
got to know the
else
name
was
of the
going
song.
on.
You don't have to know the name of the song or nothing like that. All you got to do is say, yo.
Keith Murray rock.
Boom, boom, boom. Yo, and nothing else. You don't hear anything else.
No.
All you hear
The beat
is
you hear,
Keith Murray rock. Boom, boom, boom.
It's just like, bro, it's like waking up in the morning and somebody dropping a bowling ball on your bed. You're like, oh, boom, boom.
Dude, listen, man. During the Benjamins era, during Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See era, for me, That was
Yes.
one of my biggest songs inside
Yes.
Envy. Yo, just that right there. Keith Murray Rock.
Murray
Boom,
Rock.
boom.
Boom.
Yo, Bilal,
Yo,
I had to
because
go back and
and
keep
it's a
playing it over and
remix, and
over.
it's a remix. It's a remix,
Correct, correct, correct.
and it's like that's one of the hottest remixes I ever heard. Like,
Let me
you
tell
know,
you something about that song. Keith, I hope you're watching. Let me tell you something about that song. Um, like I said, that was one of me and Dougie Fresh's favorite songs. Not just from Keith
mm,
Murray or R. Kelly, one of our favorite songs, period, during the time it was out. And what's interesting about that song is he's got a little bit of Dougie Fresh in him in that song.
yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying? It's a
that
beautiful
party
thing.
feel.
It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm
Thing.
saying? Like he's
Right,
like
right, right,
his
right,
ad
right.
libs and stuff like that. He's just so swagged out.
Yeah,
I know he's Long Island, but he's so Harlem and uptown. Like he's got some Dougie in him in that
right,
song.
right. It's funny
Forget
that
the
you say
lyrics. I'm
that.
even
I
talking about
hear
the
it. I hear
lyrics.
that. You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know what I'm
You're
saying? He's
absolutely right.
got the ad libs. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a party, y'all. Like,
Keep Murray Rock. Boom.
yo,
But let
it's
me tell you,
funny.
Murray. I first met Murray at Chunking Studios, House of Metal, with Tone Capone. I was doing a production with him, and Tone Capone was with he's cousins with Eric from EPMD, and he was always down with the Death Squad thing from North Babylon. So when I heard him, I was like, both of these guys is spitting. I'm like, but Murray, his whole demeanor, like he'll be like off into another world, and I just couldn't believe he was spitting the way he was spitting. And I'm like, yo, this dude is that dude. This is that dude right here.
Yeah,
So when I heard him come out and sound and most beautiful is for me, he that record, his whole flow. That's what I mean by Long Island. I don't care if you're from Suffolk, Nassau. Our styles, the styles of the MCs, it transcended other styles
because he sounded
from
like
our country.
nobody during
He
that time.
sound like nobody, and that's my thing. Mack didn't sound like nobody.
True.
Raw didn't sound like nobody.
Wow.
Biz didn't
Biz.
sound like nobody.
Hey, look, man. I don't even know
Every
what.
Kate Solo didn't sound like nobody.
Hey,
De
Bilal.
La Soul didn't sound like nobody. I can go on and on. EPMD didn't sound like nobody.
I don't even know what the most beautifulest thing in the world means to this very day, man. Yo,
Is
I
that
don't know what the hell he's talking about.
you it's a fun too. But the thing about Murray is his style was so eclectic, but his crew was solid. LOD,
Of course.
the Legion of Doom was solid.
I have a question for you.
Amirai, God bless him. Them dudes was solid.
I got a question for you as a DJ. Let's play a game. Keith Murray, Home Alone with R. Kelly versus Fiesta, R. Kelly, and Jay-Z.
No comparison in my book.
What? Who you got?
Keith Murray. I
Home
got Keith
Alone?
Murray. Home Alone, man. I got Home Alone. I hear it. I can hear Fiesta. I like it. But
Yo,
yo,
you
bro.
got Home
And
Alone over Fiesta.
yes, I do, man. Because I can play that record. I can play Fiesta, right? Of course, people gonna dance. But
It's
when
not. Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa, 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 whoa!
play,
Don't do that. It's not people gonna dance. No, Fiesta. Yo, somebody is getting. You know what I'm
they're
saying?
gonna dance.
Yo, no, no,
They're
no, no,
gonna
not
get
just
hype. They're
dance.
gonna hype.
That's a sexy vibe, bro.
Yeah,
Someone's
right.
getting
That
hit.
is.
Okay,
But
somebody's
if I
getting
wanna,
hit if you playing Fiesta. All right.
if
Period.
I'm a drop style DJ. I come from the Kid Capri, Ron.
The aggressive.
I'm aggressive. So if I play that record, bro, at the right time, it's over. that sets the mood. That's to me
Keith
that
Murray
record
rock, boom. You want that, right?
yeah. When I come with
Hold on,
Keith
verse
Murray rock,
Fiesta.
your back getting up out your chair immediately.
Stay
So
there.
my thing, hmm,
After the show is an after
af-
party.
that's dope.
Bro,
That's
stop.
dope.
Like, come on,
That's
yo,
dope.
but
That's
loud, man.
dope. That's
Yo,
dope.
don't,
That's dope.
don't see
Yo,
your.
that's
I
dope.
think you're forgetting.
But but the other
Come on, man. That's how it
but my
starts out.
personal but the records that's equal for me that they made is Booga Brr. Everybody wants the body. That record is a girl
Yeah, but
national
there's no
anthem.
rapper. I'm talking about rapper. There's no rapper
Yeah,
on that song. I'm talking about what a
yeah.
rapper brought to a song.
Yeah,
Those two
it's a rapper
songs,
on there.
they
If you
were
did it for me,
number one
mama.
at the
If
top.
you did it. I personally like that a little bit better, but I hear what you're saying. The
We're
drop
talking as
on that is
DJs
dope.
what does to the floor, not our personal favorite or whatever. That two
Yeah,
o'clock song, that 1:30 song, Fiesta during its height versus
it was
Home
serious during its
Alone
height.
doing this. Yo, bro, don't forget, Fiesta
It
was
was dope.
serious.
But I still, be honest with you, I ain't got
Yo,
to play none of those records.
yo, bro, you forgot about
No,
Fiesta?
that's
Like, yo,
dope. But I don't know what it is about that drop. I don't know who Keith Murray, right? And Murray had a lot of dope remixes. He could put a whole album just
four,
with
three,
those
two, one.
remixes.
Isn't he on that?
Yeah,
Destroyed it.
yeah,
Boom, that,
all of
boom,
those.
that.
Yo, he had so many re-hit. That remix with Mary was fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fat shout to Keith Murray.
Yeah, man. It's like Murray. He just, like I said, he just made us all proud all over again. Each rapper made us proud all over again from Long Island,
Yeah,
from
he actually
Suffolk
did.
County, from Nassau, because everybody was doing something different.
Correct. And you know what? Like, De La Soul are so different than anyone in rap, just in general. Rakim was so different.
Different.
Craig Mack's style, Biz Markie was out before Old Dirty Bastard. Period. You see,
Period.
like, cause I know you've seen it, Bilal, as well. You've seen the Biz Markie verse, Old Dirty Bastard, verses and all that stuff. Biz Markie.
Yeah,
Biz Markie
Bismarcky
is Yo
is.
Gabba Gabba. I mean, but you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
my, like, he's
He's the crown prince
exceeded.
of jester. He's the jester of all.
Period, man.
Nobody can mess with him because when you think about just a friend alone, I ain't got to say no more.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
That's
That's it.
the that's it. That's the epitome crossover, but you can still play it anywhere else. That's one of the greatest crossover records in hip hop.
My brother, I'm gonna thank you. I think we covered it. I think we covered it, man. You dropped so many gems on so much. For me, the importance of the house party, the Kid and Play house party movie. Again, I didn't see the remake that LeBron did over. Did you see it?
I saw bits and pieces of it, and I'd be honest with you, I'm a straight shooter. I couldn't watch it because I understand where the real house party started,
Uh huh.
and the story just didn't. It could have been we having a house party. Nothing. Some things you just need to leave alone.
Gotcha.
That's one of them.
Right. We gave flowers to a lot of people that needed them. I mean, shout out to Prince Paul, all the guys, the Bismarckies, all these guys that, just came and contributed so much to that tree of hip hop. And you actually have another to add.
I got a note to add.
Hit me.
Also, Groove Beat Chill. Get ready for the bomb. Get ready for the bomb. Groove Beat Chill was the first to started Pete Rock.
Oh, you just can't say that. What do you mean started? See, that's the thing. You're saying Groovy Chill started Pete Rock. So for us,
Yeah.
we hear Heavy D. We hear, just Heavy
Yeah.
D's
Yeah.
cousin or
Right.
whatever, and Talk to
Right.
us. What happened?
Absolutely. We met, of course, we all uptown, and we met a young, I met a young Pete Rock. I was there when Eddie F was, you know, let him hold his SV 1200 because we always be out in Mount Vernon. And then literally when we was, looking for more tracks in 6 months, he had them, and we picked three tracks and we used two of them, starting from zero, and I believe there it is. So we are the first to use Pete Rock as a producer, and he'll tell you that.
Dope, dope, dope. So I want to shout out all of the Suffolk County, all of the Suffolk County rappers that are part of the tree that Bilal actually came in and set the record straight with a lot of people. Rakim, EPMD, De La Soul, Groove Beat Chill, JVC Force, K
Woo,
Solo,
woo,
Craig Mack,
woo,
Keith Murray,
woo,
Prince Paul,
woo.
Grave Diggers. I mean, and
Uh,
of course the DJs,
and
Caleb
Bumpy
Boss,
Knuckles, Bumpy
bumping. Oh my
Knuckles,
bad, because
Freddie
again,
Fox.
I did a podcast with, I did a show with him, and again, Bumpy's one of ours. Bumpy, yeah, like
I don't know. I don't
Bumpy
know. We
is
can
Suffolk
tug of
County.
war,
So
tug of war.
like he even
This
stated
tug.
that. He even stated that on my show. Bumpy
Okay.
Knuckles is Nassau. So that's why
Okay.
I don't put him in this Suffolk County conversation. If you didn't see the Bumpy Knuckles conversation I had with him, check it out. It's actually on my channel. You can go in and check out the Freddie Fox and Bumpy Knuckles conversation. Big part of Long Island hip hop as well, but he's inside I'd say the Nassau conversation. I'll review the street that he comes from. That street was a very important street. Maplewood is a very important street in hip hop in Nassau
Mm,
County. So
mm.
I stay away from that because he's from Westbury. So shouting out the
Got you.
guys that are from that are from Suffolk County. Fat shout out to Rakim again, EPMD, De La
Boom,
Soul, Groove Beat
boom,
Chill,
boom.
JVC Force,
Brr.
Craig Mack, K Solo, Keith Murray, Grave Diggers. And like I said, all of the DJs that I was mentioning before, all you
And,
guys, big peace. Talk to me.
and shout out to you, D Wins.
Oh man, we're gonna do that in the Nassau County episode. I'm gonna talk to a lot of my guys that I know, a lot of my teachers and guys that do come from Nassau. We're gonna talk to the guys that were in 510. But again, thanks Bilal for
I
coming through.
appreciate it. I appreciate all the love you give on Long Island, and you are one of the top show DJs on the circuit. And I have high respect for you and love for you. And thank you so much for having me, man. Because these, like you said, these stories have to be told because we are the only one that can tell these stories
Right.
because we was there.
Well, on that note, you definitely are the only one that can tell the story. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks for checking us out. Subscribe, hit the like button, share the video. We're out.
Yes.
Peace.